Hello everyone, my name is Shabi Thakur. Currently, I am a first year BTech student at NIT Hamirpur. Today, I'll summarize the novel I have read in Communication Lab as reading assignment. Name of this novel is Wool, and author of this novel is Hugh Howey. It is a fictional novel or maybe the future prediction. Basically, this book is from series of books, namely Xylo, written by Hugh Howey. Wool was first to be out on shelves. This novel shows world of Xylo, which is there from hundreds of years. It is an underground 144 floor home to many people. It was made back then due to breakage of toxic gases into atmosphere, making the atmosphere non-breathable and totally dead. Let's dive deep into it. It starts with Holston, the sheriff of Silo, climbing the stairs to offer himself for cleaning purpose. Holston's wife Allison was sent out cleaning 3 years ago at her own request. In the Xylo, if you voice your interest in going outside, the higher authorities will grant that because you can't have people talking about the outside all over the place. Holston now wants to join his wife. He says he'll clean the cameras outside because everyone does. He is let out and he sees green earth and birds. He realizes this is big fake though. As he starts to head over the hill, he dies next to his wife's body. Now they need a new sheriff. Mayor Johns and Deputy Mans head down to see Juliet, a mechanic who has potential. They talk to her dad briefly first on their way. They meet with Jules and she says she'll take the job, but she needs a power holiday in the Xylo first so she can get the generators running properly. On the way back up, Johns and Mans stop off at IT. Bernard, the head of IT, is annoyed because he didn't want Jules to get the job. He gives the pair some water and food for their journey back up to the top. The water is poisoned and Jans is killed, so now they need a new mayor. Bernard steps up, of course. Juliet spends her first couple of days trying to figure out what is happening over here. It doesn't help that Man supposedly kills himself in his room, so she is assigned a new deputy. Billings is one of Vernet's people, so it's becoming more and more suspicious. Juliet speaks to a guy called Lucas, and I guess they connect over stars or whatever. Juliet goes to see a lad in IT who she knows, and he gives her a bit of info on IT being super doggy. Bernard finds out that Jules went down to IT and has her fired. She steps down from her role and heads back to mechanics. She receives a note from her IT guy, which seems to be some kind of riddle about an inside joke. IT guy also mysteriously dies. He clearly knew something. Juliet is arrested. She is being framed for something she didn't do because Bernard wants to get rid of her. Juliet is sent out for cleaning. She doesn't clean at all and instead walks over the hill. This throws everyone into an uproar and the silo into chaos. Bernard calls up Silo 1 and tells them there's a problem over here in Silo 18. Jules stumbles across another Xylo and breaks in. She has to wade through a load of bodies. Walker attends an underground meeting in Mechanical and explains he called in some favors with supply in order to build Jules a decent suit that will help her survive. It sounds like another uprising is about to begin. Juliet bumps into a guy in the silo. His name is Solo, and he starts explaining that everyone in his silo died a while back. When they tried to exit the silo, he explains that there are multiple silos and they are from just a couple of them. The uprising back in Xylo 18 starts. Bernard appoints Lucas as his shadow and tells him about the other Xylos. There's a guidebook for Lucas to refer to too, and it tells him to prepare for war as there was no cleaning. There's a bit of fight in IT. Bernard receives a call from Juliet who tells him she is on her way back, which is totally astonishing. Jules starts calling Lucas regularly, which she works on getting the pumps in Xylo 17 up and running. She needs to drain the lower levels, but at this rate it will take years, which will be far too late. Walker and the others start listening on the radio. They overhear some conversation that suggest there are other Xylos, so now they know too. Lucas reads up on the history of the Xylos. He's got a lot to get through, but he manages to read up on some stuff about a civil war and psychological experiments. Juliet goes underwater to get to the pumps. She radios Zolo while she's down there, but then suddenly the radio goes silent. Turns out Solo wasn't alone after all, and he was attacked by some kids. Solo's real name is Jimmy. Juliet gets into contact with Xylo 18. The uprising wins. Lucas gets some help from Billings and Juliet returns. This is how it goes on, but this is not the end. After this part, Hugh Howey wrote two another novels. Those are Dust and Shift. Thank you.